Hey, Marcia. I'll be out late drinking tonight, so I won't need anything to eat when I get back.
Oh, okay. But Peter, haven't you been out drinking a lot recently? I would really appreciate it if you could come home earlier.
Huh? Why?
What do you mean, why? I think it should be obvious. I want you home so you can help deal with your mother.
What do you mean? What's wrong with my mom?
I've told you hundreds of times, haven't I? Your mother has been constantly making snide remarks about me and has been all around unpleasant. I really don't want to have to deal with her alone.
Can't you just endure it for just a while longer for me?
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. I can't deal with it anymore. You are the one who decided out of nowhere that we should live together, so you should be at home more.
Look, I can't help that I've got work to deal with, can I? These outings are with my boss and my co-workers, so they're part of work too, you know. Not only that, but we have already been living together for half a year. Maybe you should just stop being so on edge all the time.
On edge? Look, when this had all started, I thought she had just suddenly come to visit for a while. Then it turned out that no, she was actually coming to live with us. That's a pretty serious decision to make, you know. And without even thinking of asking me for permission, the two of you just went and planned it all out by yourselves. And you're saying I'm on edge.
I told you already, she can't live on her own. Don't you go trying to tell me to kick her out or something. You know I can't do that.
Yeah, I know. But why did you just go and selfishly decide this in the first place? I hope you realize that I am not forgiving you for this.
Look, why can't you just stop with all the complaints about living together? She is my mother. She is your mother-in-law. I don't get why you need to be so whiny all the time about living together.
Didn't we decide that we wouldn't be living with in-laws when we got married? We also already knew at the time that your mother would just start bullying me, didn't we? I think it's more like she just hates everyone she meets, though. Not just me.
I mean, I think what you're calling bullying is just what happens in any household, but...
What do you mean, it's just what happens? Are you trying to say I should just put up with it? Isn't my husband just the person who should be protecting me in a time like this?
Right, because a strong man should always be there to sort out a conflict between women.
Ever since she started living with us, your mother has constantly been scrutinizing my housework.
Yeah, and? I don't see what the problem is.
Whenever anything isn't precisely how she likes it, she makes me do it over and over again. She's on my back about it every waking moment of the day. Furthermore, on days when I'm not at my part-time job, I'm stuck with her when doing things like going shopping or running other errands.
Huh, what's wrong with that? That's fine, isn't it? It sounds like the two of you are getting along just fine.
I'm sorry. Come again?
My mom's been a housewife for a long time. She's a pro at that stuff. It sounds like this is a great chance for her to teach you some things, isn't it?
Have you been listening to a word I've said?
Mom's been giving you advice on how to do housework, right? You've also been going out and doing things together. No?
You can't possibly be this clueless. Your mother doesn't show the slightest bit of friendliness towards me. I don't think she has a friendly bone in her body. Anyway, ever since your mother started living with us, you have been coming home really late all the time. Stop making me be the only one that has to deal with her.
Couldn't it just be that she's sticking close to you because she's interested in you? Just give her some company, and things will work out fine.
Except it's precisely that company that I'm so tired of. If I so much as slightly push back on any of her advice, as you put it, she shouts back at me 10 times worse. I can't keep going on like this.
I don't see how it could be that serious. I haven't seen my mom act like this towards you at all. Listening to all this whining is really getting on my nerves.
Well, duh. She only does it whenever you're not around. And I'm sorry if I'm getting on your nerves, but if I can't tell you about this problem, then who can I talk to?
It should be obvious. Talk to my mom.
Talking to her hasn't changed a thing. That's why I'm asking you in the first place.
Look, even if I do say something, I don't think it's going to stop.
So what? You're saying that I just have to endlessly endure your mother's rude remarks and incessant bullying?
Well, I wouldn't go so far as to say that, but… sorry, my boss is calling for me, so I have to go. Bye.
Oh, no you don't. Stop trying to run away with some sort of excuse like that all the time.
Marsha, I am working right now. This is different than the kind of work a housewife like you has to do. You need to get better at handling issues at home on your own, instead of expecting me to be your knight in shining armor all the time. I already get tired enough from work as it is, so having to deal with all these other complaints just makes things worse.
How can you even say things like that? I am really struggling here. Do you realize that?
I got a call from my mom. She's saying she's been losing years off her life thanks to you. She's saying something about how you've been deliberately feeding her really salty things.
Are you kidding me? I have been doing nothing of the sort.
Well, I think she's concerned because of her high blood pressure. She was seriously angry, saying she thought she was going to collapse. What the hell were you even feeding her?
Well, for dinner, I just made some stew and boiled some Brussels sprouts. She took one bite and then suddenly shouted, "I can't possibly eat this stuff." She took the meal I spent so much time making and threw it in the sink.
I wonder if you had just made it really salty by mistake.
Peter, you've been eating my meals for a long time already. You should know. I haven't served you anything that you couldn't eat, have I?
I mean, I can't say I've run into any cooking like that, no.
Don't go talking like it's just a matter of being lucky or something. I always properly taste test my food. I most definitely have not been serving anything that could remotely be called inedible.
Well, my mom is much more picky about food than either of us. Maybe there was just something that disagreed with her about it.
If that were the case, it would have been better if she just said it. I don't think it could have been anything that required going so far as to throw it out.
I mean, sure, that might be true, but I didn't exactly eat the meal myself, so I can't really say.
Speaking of which, what time will you be coming home today?
After this, I still have to entertain some people, so I still can't come home yet.
When you say entertain, you mean you're taking them out to one of those clubs again, right?
We're just going to drink for a while. That's it. This is all just part of how my work is. You get it?
If it's all part of your work, why are you using our credit card?
Because this is all socializing between individual employees. I can't put it down as a business expense.
And yet you're saying that's part of your work? That doesn't make sense to me. Of course a bit of socializing is important. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but without the extra money from my part-time job, we can't live properly. I would really appreciate it if you could think a bit harder about how much money you spend and how you spend it.
What's this now? First you go after my mom, then you go after me? Stop trying to use me for your stress relief.
I am not using you for something like that. I am just stating facts about what our situation is.
More like you're saying it because you think what I'm doing is wrong, right? Anyway, if you have time to complain to me about every little thing, you have time to improve your relationship with my mom. Your job as a housewife is to build a good relationship with your mother-in-law.
Peter, you can only say that because you don't see what's going on here at all. The next time I'm being bullied by your mother, maybe you should actually try looking at what's happening.
What? That sounds like such a pain.
Your mother is doing this to me! Look, if you can still say such things after actually knowing what's going on, then I won't say another thing about it.
Yeah, fine, whatever. I'll keep an eye out on my next vacation day or something.
I am truly asking for your help here, okay?
Yeah, I get it. But being bullied by your mother-in-law is just part of what comes with being a wife, isn't it? If you just politely do what she says without complaining all the time, I think my mom would be a lot friendlier towards you.
I have been doing that and then some already.
Is that so? Whatever. If this will get you to shut up, I can generously give you some of my valuable time. Marcia, are you still at the grocery store? If you are, make sure to get some cigarettes, too. 1 box will do fine.
Got it. So, have you given any more thought to it?
Oh, this bullying of yours you've been going on about.
Yeah, that bullying.
I couldn't help but laugh about it.
What? Are you serious?
Man, my mom really is harsh, isn't she? While I was acting like I was still asleep, I secretly opened the bedroom door and listened to the conversation the two of you were having. It was so hilarious. I almost started laughing out loud right there.
What is so funny about this?
What with how Mom was just calling you a complete failure as a person. She really had a whole lot of complaints about how you've been doing housework, huh? And in the middle of it, I'm hearing you going all, "Ow, stop." So she was literally pushing you around, right?
Yeah, that's right. What part of any of that is so funny to you?
I mean, who wouldn't find it funny? It was like I was watching a soap opera live or something. She just kept on shouting about everything. How you weren't having any kids, how you were earning practically nothing, all sorts of things. I couldn't help but laugh about it all.
I can't even smile about any of that, let alone laugh. So that's really how it is, huh? Even when you've listened to what's actually going on, you don't think anything of it.
No. I'm agreeing with you. But, all this stuff is your fault too.
What? How in the world is it my fault?
My mom is bullying you, yet you just take it and smile back. I think you have too much pride or something. Just roll with the punches, girl. I think the root of the problem is how you're just stupidly smiling in response to everything,
What have you been watching? I have done nothing in the ballpark of stupidly smiling about anything here.
Well, why don't you try crying instead? If you do that, it might make my mom tone down her anger a bit, right?
There is no way I am going to cry about this.
Man, that part of you is not cute at all, you know that? But either way, even though it'd be totally fine to not just grin and bear it, you have just been acting like such an idiot. You've been doing nothing but quietly listening to what she says. Isn't that frustrating?
I mean, it's not that it isn't frustrating or anything, but things are going to change before long, so it's fine. That's why I'm putting up with it right now.
Huh? Things are going to change? What do you mean by that?
Oh, so now you actually ask. Even though after seeing your mother bullying your wife, you didn't think at all about trying to stop it?
Well, yeah, but it looked to me like that's just the way my mom communicates, so I figured it just wasn't something that I should be getting myself in the middle of. Honestly, I found it pretty hilarious to watch, so I was hoping I could get to see the two of you communicating right in front of me next time.
Huh. Well, I guess that decides it then. My choice is clear.
What choice? What do you mean?
Leave. Get out of my condo as soon as possible. And make sure to take that insufferable old hag with you.
Huh? I don't get what you're saying here.
That's my condo. The one I bought when I was single. I'm going to divorce you, so I'm telling you and your mother to get the hell out. It's as simple as that.
Just wait a second. What are you saying? You're just exaggerating about a divorce, aren't you?
Exaggerating? How exactly am I exaggerating? When we got married, I figured I would end up getting to know your family to some extent. But deciding to live with your mother on a whim, being bullied by your mother relentlessly, I never thought that any husband would approve of any of that, let alone mine. So I've decided to fix the problem by divorcing you.
No, you're not serious. You're just joking around a little, aren't you? Don't actually go that far.
You have to leave by the end of the month. Got it? I haven't been speaking up very much up until now because it's your mother. After all, I had also wanted to build as good of a relationship as I could with her. However, just like you said, Peter, I have my pride.
Look, I get it. I'll apologize. For now, could you please just think it over? I'll also explain it to my mom. I'll warn her not to act like she's been doing.
It is far too late for that. Nothing you can do will change my mind.
Marcia, I heard from my mom. She said you threw all of our luggage outside. Why would you just go and do something selfish like that?
Nothing about what I did was selfish at all. You promised me that if my feelings didn't change after a month, you would leave, didn't you?
Yes, I did, but I don't want to get a divorce.
I've already talked with my lawyer countless times. Haven't you? The divorce can be dealt with later. The first thing that needs to be done is to separate.
You mean your feelings really haven't changed at all throughout this whole month? My mom and I have cooperated with you. I have done the best I can to get home early. Mom has been getting up early to make meals too, hasn't she?
Yeah, I can see how you've been trying to get in my good graces, despite it being far too late to do so. So why don't you want a divorce anyway? Especially considering how you haven't been thinking at all about me up until now.
Well, it's because you're here, Marcia. Isn't that obvious? I never thought it would come to a divorce.
Well, I guess that was just your selfish interpretation, wasn't it? I asked you for help so many times, and you just laughed in my face.
Yes, I know, but…
And then there was your mother. She thought that she could say whatever she wanted to me and it would be fine. That all suddenly changed the moment I told the two of you to get out. Only then did she start acting nicer and start helping with housework. All I could think of was how she should have just been doing that from the start.
My mom and I, we want to continue living this new life together with you.
Yeah, I bet you do. My condo's in a recently built complex, and if you live here, there's no rent to pay. It's close to a train station, and I'm here. Someone who you think will do whatever you want for you. To the two of you, the important point is how you can live an enjoyable, easy life here, isn't it? You claim you've cooperated with me, but that's out of a desire for self-preservation, not because either of you actually reflected on your actions.
No, you're wrong.
I'm telling you that that's what your attitudes have been showing me. Besides, it's you and your mother's fault that things even came to this to begin with. I was obviously surprised by suddenly living with your mother, and if possible, I really wanted to avoid doing so. That said, it was out of the kindness of my heart that I didn't force the issue at the time.
Yeah.
Despite that kindness, the two of you got carried away selfishly doing what you liked. And this is the result of your actions. You can't take back all of what you did in just 1 month, after all.
Well, from now on, we'll do everything we can until your every need is satisfied.
I'm saying that if you could do that, you should have done it from the start. You have been so terrible with managing money that my savings from when I was living alone are almost gone. While my part-time job has helped earn enough to offset our financial losses, I've only barely managed to start building my savings again. And while dealing with all that, when I was in trouble, you wouldn't help me at all. That's not what being together means now, is it?
I'm sorry. I messed around too much.
There's no point in apologizing. It is far too late for that to fix anything. I hope you get along well living together with your mother.
I can't do that, Marcia. If you're not there, it's impossible. When it comes to my mom, I can't do anything alone to help her, so I brought her to our place. She told me she wanted to live with us forever.
Well, you never said anything about that ahead of time, so this is how it ended up, isn't it? Not that you did much, since you forced everything on me anyway.
I'm sorry.
Well, if you regret it so much, this should be a mistake you won't make again, shouldn't it? Just to be clear, this isn't me forgiving you at all, okay? I mean that after our divorce, you should be careful about it in your own life. Got it?
I don't want a divorce.
Too bad. I do. Well, we can continue this talk after you're living somewhere else. So for now, whatever. Anyway, there's an apartment rented out in your mom's name, so I'll just send your luggage there.
What? When did you manage to file a contract like that?
I didn't force her to do it or anything. I just had your mom decide how things would go from now on. I said, "It must be terrible to suddenly be homeless, isn't it?" And she found a place and set up a contract.
But I wasn't asked about this.
Yeah, that's because I made sure to tell her not to tell you.
That's too selfish of you.
This coming from the person who selfishly decided to make me live with his mother? Don't you think you should be grateful that we found a place for you to live at all?
But I wasn't planning on leaving. I thought that you'd forgive me and we wouldn't end up getting a divorce.
In what world did you think that would actually happen? This is exactly why I'm telling you to stop only thinking about what you want. No matter what happens, I will still want to break up with you. You're telling me that up until the very end you have only been thinking about what would be best for you?
I'm sorry, Marcia. I am truly sorry. I have been horrible.
Yes, you have. That's how things came to this at all. If you finally get it, stop being so whiny about it.
What can I do for you to forgive me? I'll do anything. I'll make sure my mom doesn't bully you at all. I'll be a good husband. I'll do everything I can to work with you.
Quit it! You're making me laugh.
What?
The two of you have managed to pull the most blatant about-face I've ever seen. This whole month, it's like I've just been watching a soap opera live or something. The both of you abruptly treating me kindly, the bullying vanishing just as quickly. You two could become pretty good actors, you know?
What are you talking about? I am pouring my heart out apologizing here.
You said those things yourself, remember? During the time that I was truly worried. I'm not forgiving you, got it? I am utterly furious. You understand? That's why I'm divorcing you. That's it. I am not going to generously grant you any more of my valuable time. After all of that, while my husband was at work, I had all of his and his mother's luggage delivered. When my mother-in-law left the house, she kept saying, "I'm sorry," apologizing over and over, but I told her that I would never forgive her for as long as I lived. After that, Peter and I had a hard time getting the divorce hammered out, so it ended up having to be a divorce through arbitration. That said, I had taken lots of notes about what Peter and his mother did, so their request didn't carry any weight. It took about 6 months for the divorce to finally be official. It seems like whose fault it was that Peter and his mother had an apartment forced on them ended up being something they would fight about. They're living together now, but I've heard that their life is pretty horrendous right now. My ex-husband, lacking any semblance of money management skill, seems to have started using money from his mother's pension. His mother is as she does, not letting go of Peter and refusing to be separated from him, all the while constantly arguing with him. With his life as it is right now, it doesn't look like my ex-husband will have a new girlfriend anytime soon. After all, if someone were to marry him, he comes with his mother. Even now, I'm hoping his life starts to collapse around him. I, on the other hand, have been leisurely living life how I want to in my once again single household. That said, it's someplace those two know about, so I'm thinking about selling it. I do still have some savings from my single life. It might not be much, but I also do have this property. I've been healing my tired heart for a while, but I'm planning to start looking for a job once again. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos.
Hi, thanks for coming over today. I'm so glad I could finally meet my son's girlfriend. You make such a nice couple. Jeff is really happy, you know.
It was lovely to meet you today as well. Thank you for inviting me over.
You know what? I can't. I just can't. Let's stop the acting, Claire. Why don't we just get it all out in the open?
What do you mean?
You aren't fit to date my son. I didn't spend years raising him just to hand him over to some woman raised without a father. I sacrificed so much so that Jeff could go to a good university and marry a good, stable woman. You understand that, right? So I'm sorry, but it's not going to work out with you.
Excuse me? Who do you think you are? You know nothing about my family. Besides, Jeff is a grown man. He's entirely capable of deciding for himself who he dates.
You poor thing. It really must have been tough growing up without a father. You can't even see that you are dragging him down. He needs someone better than you.
Wow, I can't believe you are actually saying this to me. This is so not okay.
If you can't even think about what's best for my son, there is no way I can let you two get married.
Just wow. So, these are your true colors, huh?
It might be too difficult for your little brain to understand, but I know what's best for my son. I need you to break up with him. Today is the end of your relationship.
What? Hold on. All this just because I was raised by just my mother? What planet are you from? This has nothing to do with me and Jeff's relationship.
It's common knowledge that girls who grow up without a father in their lives act out and have daddy issues, never being able to hold down a relationship. I won't let you destroy my son's life like that.
Oh, so you're a psychiatrist, are you?
All I'm saying is he is my boy and I have to protect him. He is going to take over the family business someday. He doesn't need someone with baggage. He's got a bright future ahead, without you in it. I bet you thought you had found a real gem to cling on to, didn't you?
I have no idea where you're getting this stuff from.
Listen, I don't want to see you near my son anymore. Just go and find someone more suited to your level. I am so sorry about today. I can't believe how my mom treated you. Bringing up your father multiple times like that. I told her not to pry, too. You must have been so annoyed at her, right? Are you okay?
At the time, I suspected it was on purpose, but I wasn't sure. Now I know why she did it.
She can be so overprotective sometimes. She has always been like that. Don't worry, I'll talk to her about our wedding. She will come around. Trust me.
Thanks, Jeff. I appreciate it. I hope you can convince her. She seems to really have it out for me, though. We might have to think about a situation where she never accepts me.
No. I'm sure she just got the wrong idea about you. I want to get married to you this year. I want Mom to come, too.
I don't know. She seems really stubborn.
I've got a great idea. It's almost Mother's Day, right? Why don't we get your mom and my mom and all go out somewhere? I know a good Italian restaurant.
You want to have our moms meet? Are you sure?
My mom has a bad image of single-parent households. That's why she was hesitant of you today. Although she won't say it straight to your face.
She doesn't seem to have any trouble saying it over text, though.
I'm sure that if my mom meets your mom, she will realize that there is nothing to worry about. She just needs to talk more.
I guess it's possible. I don't like the chances of it working too well, though.
I really admire your mom. She did a great job of raising you by herself. You are a wonderful person, too, working all through college to support your mom and yourself. It must have been hard, but that made you both into very strong women.
My mom even now is always running around. She doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
I'm sure if my mom could just meet her, her whole perception of single-parent families will change. So, what do you say? If my mom happens to say anything rude like today, I will call her out right then and there.
Fine. I'll ask her if she is okay with it. I hadn't planned anything for Mother's Day yet anyway. Hey, Mom! Did you get my voice message? Jeff wants the four of us to all go out for lunch on Mother's Day. What do you think? Jeff really wants his mom to meet you, too.
Oh, yes, I got your message, hon. I don't have any plans. That sounds like a wonderful idea. I can't wait.
Okay, great. I'll tell Jeff. He'll be happy to hear that.
Okay, I'll see you in a few weeks then.
Hold on a second.
Yes, dear?
There is something I should tell you before you meet Jeff's mom. Have you got a minute?
Sure. What is it?
Actually, his mom for some reason looks down on single-parent families.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's weird, but I just thought I should tell you. It's not like it's personal, and you really did a great job raising me. Jeff really likes you too. Maybe I wasn't very good at communicating with his mom. Anyway, in case she says something strange, please don't get offended.
You don't have to worry about me.
It takes a lot to get to me these days. I've met people before who make no effort to hide the fact that they don't think highly of a single mother. So, there is no need to worry, sweetheart.
Okay, if you say so. I'm sorry to drag you into this.
Don't worry. I'm used to it. A single mother has to be strong. There is nothing she could say that would upset me. I found it's best not to get into an argument with people like that. Let's just go with the intention of having a nice meal and a good time. Me and you have a stronger bond than a normal family. All we need to do is show her that. Then I'm sure she will come to like you. Thank you for arranging today. It was such a lovely lunch.
What are you talking about? What part of today was lovely?
Oh, did you not like the food? Of course, you must not be used to having food like that. It must have been so hard growing up poor. How dreadful. We should have gone somewhere you're more comfortable in. Perhaps Wendy's?
The food was fine. I'm quite familiar with Italian food. But you ruined what was supposed to be a nice lunch.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Not only me, but you also had to go at my mom. You're just awful.
I don't recall saying anything that wasn't true. Maybe you and your mother misunderstood some of the vocabulary I used.
I remember it well. A real mother should teach her daughter about social standings. And you don't understand at all how embarrassing it is to have my son dating someone like Sarah. You were horrible from start to finish. I can't believe how rude you were.
I always say what I mean. If you don't like it, then that's too bad.
I can take it if it's just me. But I won't stand for someone who knows nothing of our struggles bad-mouthing my mother. My mom gave up everything for me. She has a far greater character than you. She supports me and Jeff getting married. I won't stand for you insulting her.
So, what will you do? Are you going to break it off with Jeff? That way you will be rid of me.
I don't want to be involved with you, but I'm not breaking up.
Why won't you break up already? You are the cause of all of this.
How am I to blame for anything?
If you had just broken up with Jeff earlier, we wouldn't have had the stupid lunch. Your mother wouldn't have had to go through that embarrassment. So everything is your fault.
You are some piece of work. Jeff tried to give you a chance.
You are just like your no-good mother. Nothing good will come of you. You will be stuck at the bottom, struggling your whole life, just like your mother did. You should just accept your station. It's embarrassing seeing you trying to squirm your way into my world, really.
How dare you!
Oh yes, and your mom looks like someone I knew a long time ago. She too was quite pathetic. I guess all of you must look alike.
You're the pathetic one.
The woman I knew was just like your mother, thrown away by her husband. Really, your mother is the spitting image of her. Maybe there's just something about pathetic people that make all of you look alike.
Now you're bashing my mom's appearance? I won't take this from you.
So, will you break up with Jeff already then? I won't let him marry someone as undeserving as you. If you're going to blame someone, blame the mother who couldn't even hang on to her husband.
My husband?
You mean the one you stole? The one I stole?
I wonder why it was I couldn't keep my husband.
It couldn't be because you stole him from me and destroyed my family, could it? Wait, are you… Cheryl?
Bingo!
Thanks for today, by the way. Who would have thought that I would meet you like this? I guess bad things always come back to get you. Bad things? What are you talking about?
You're right. I don't have a husband. Or, rather, he left us. But who did he leave us for, I wonder? Any ideas, Claire? Thanks for taking care of Tim back then. How is he? Are you still in touch?
Tim? You mean that, Tim?
Do you remember now? When you blackmailed him for hundreds of thousands of dollars? You home-wrecking prostitute. I don't know how you did it. You must have used some evil tricks.
Prostitute? I have no idea what you are talking about. You're crazy.
Am I? Still going to keep this up? I know all about what you have done. I also made sure to never forget your face. The reason I became a single mother was because my ex-husband Tim cheated on me. I found out that he had fallen for some prostitute and had promised to stay with her. He left me when I was pregnant with Sarah and ran off with you.
That's some story. But it's got nothing to do with me. I've never been a prostitute. How dare you accuse me of such a thing?
You seem distressed. Are you feeling okay? Back then, I was so angry, I wanted to put you both in jail if I could. But my lawyers said that a man running away with a prostitute wasn't a crime. A real classic.
I really don't know what this has to do with me.
That's funny, because I found a picture of you online of you when you were still selling your body.
A picture? There's no such thing. You're lying. Or you've gone and doctored something. What is wrong with you people?
I also have messages of you and my ex-husband that clearly show you trying to establish more than a work relationship. I also have the fake names you used after you quit and moved around. Seems you changed your appearance quite a bit too.
Like I said, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, is that so? I wonder how your current husband and son will react when I show him the messages and photos of you. I'm sure they will be thrilled to hear about your adventures.
No, stop, please. Don't undo all my hard work. Fine, you're right. That is me. I stole him from you. He was a good cash cow. I remember you storming into the club yelling, too.
Oh, so now you remember, huh? Well, isn't it nice you can finally drop the act? It's good to see you again after so many years. I'm glad you were doing so well. I'm the same person who you thought was so pathetic back then.
What is going on? There is no way this is just some coincidence.
I was surprised as well. I guess bad things come back to bite you, huh? I've been waiting a long time for this moment to come. When I saw your face, I thought I was going to drop.
No, please. You can't tell this to my husband and son. They don't know I did that sort of work in the past.
Well, isn't that nice for you? You can pretend to be so high class while kicking down at people who are struggling. After everything you said about me and my daughter, you expect me to listen to your plea?
Please, I'm begging you. Don't tell them. I'll make it right. I'll give you money. I'll do whatever you want. Just please don't ruin my family. Hi, Sarah. I hate to bother you, but I just wanted to ask you a quick question. Have you heard anything from your mother recently?
Good morning, Claire. You want to know if I talked to my mom? No, not since the lunch. Is something wrong?
No, of course not. If you haven't heard anything, that's fine. Sorry to bother you so early in the morning.
Oh, no, wait, there was one thing. That you were the one who my dad cheated with and destroyed my family. Is that what you were asking about by chance? But it's so sudden. Honestly, I'm still processing it.
Your mom told you that?
You were messaging her on my phone. Did you forget that you were talking to me before she grabbed the phone?
Oh, so you know. Well, it can't be helped now. But I really need you to not tell anyone about this, okay? Promise me you won't tell my husband or Jeff. You would destroy our family. They don't know about this.
Destroy your family? You mean like how you did to mine? You're kidding, right? Let me ask you this. Do you plan on telling your husband and son?
Of course not! Are you crazy? I've left all of that behind. My husband thinks I was just a stewardess before I met him. He would never, ever forgive me if he found out I was in the sex trade.
Is that so? It's not good to keep secrets from those you love, Claire.
My son, too. I raised him to be a good boy. If he found out his mother was a prostitute, I don't even want to think how he would see me.
Oh, you don't need to worry about Jeff. He isn't the kind of guy to judge people by what work they do or did.
Anyway, I need you to keep this a secret. If you do, I won't get in the way of you marrying Jeff. That's fine, right?
Are you trying to bargain with me?
You should be grateful that I'm saying this. Don't forget, if you ever decide to open your mouth about this, I'll never let you marry my son. Got it? Sorry, but we don't need your approval, Mom. Mom? I thought you might come clean on your own, but it looks like that isn't going to happen. So, this is the true you. I can't believe I was fooled for so long. Hold on! Mom? Are you… Jeff? It's me, Mom. I'm at Sarah's house now. Did she and her mom call you over? I knew it. They told you everything, didn't they? No. I asked them if I could stay here with them for a bit. Why would you do that? You were so rude to them both at lunch yesterday. I just couldn't sit still. I came over to apologize for your actions. You didn't need to do that for them.
No, I did. You went way too far. There is no excuse for your behavior. It was an embarrassment. Sarah and her mom are great people. Unlike you, I've heard everything from Sarah. You're like a completely different person. Everything about you was a lie.
Hold on, Jeff. There is more to it. It's complicated. And it was a long time ago.
I don't want to hear your excuses. You've hurt everyone.
Jeff, please.
Sarah's mom has always been supporting of myself as a person and my relationship with Sarah. She trusts that her Sarah will pick a man who will properly care for her. She is what a real mother should be.
No! Jeff, don't say these things. Don't hate me. I'm sorry. I didn't have a choice. It was back in college, and I needed the money. I only did it for 2 years, I swear.
Mom, you're wrong. That's not what I'm disappointed in. What I'm disappointed in is that you willingly destroyed a family and then ran away to forget about it and start your own life like nothing happened. Whatever you did to earn money doesn't concern me. I'm not the slightest bit ashamed that you were a prostitute. What you choose to do with your body is up to you. But there is no excuse for ruining someone else's life.
Well, yes. You see, I might have taken it too far. I wasn't really trying to destroy their family. I just needed more money. And it was when I thought he would stop coming that things escalated and escalated. I didn't think he would get divorced.
Stop. I don't want to hear any more. The fact is that Sarah's parents divorced because of what you did. That's all that matters here.
You're right. It's all my fault.
You are lucky still. Sarah and her mom said they don't plan on telling Dad.
Really? Are you sure?
Both of them really are amazing women. And after everything you've done, they said they want to leave the past in the past.
That's such a relief. I don't know what he would do if he found out.
They won't tell him. So I will. He deserves to know about this. It's not right if everyone else around him knows. I think you should get a taste of exactly what you did to others. It's not easy to get back up after your family has been destroyed. Now you will experience what it's like. I'm gonna tell him tomorrow.
Wait, just hold on. I'm not against you and Sarah getting married anymore. I changed my mind. So you don't need to do this. We can work something out.
It's too late. You deserve a taste of your own medicine.
Jeff told his dad everything. He was understandably shocked and angry. He said he wanted to divorce her by the end of the month. Claire was in tears trying to convince him to stay, but he said he couldn't be with a woman who got her kicks by making fun of the less fortunate while lying to her own family for years. He served her with divorce papers the very next day. Meanwhile, me and Jeff got married last month and had a wonderful ceremony. I wrote a long and heartfelt message to my mom about how I'm so thankful that she raised me to be a strong woman. Jeff's message to his own mother was a lot less emotional.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please press the like button and subscribe if you want to see more content.
Hey Marina, can you do me a favor? Will you make sure to change the bed sheets today while I'm at work? It's summer now, so we sweat a lot more. I can't stand using the same bed sheets for more than a week. After a while, it makes my skin start to itch.
I'm sorry, I keep forgetting to do that. I'll change them in a sec when I'm done with what I'm doing now.
You've been so scatterbrained lately. I knew giving birth could take a toll, but this is ridiculous. Seriously, you need to figure out how to be a mom and keep the house in order.
I know I've been a mess lately. I've been trying to do everything, but I'm always so sleep deprived. Mike, you get it. Chloe's crying at night is so bad. It seems like she cries all night. I haven't been able to sleep at all. It feels like it's been ages since I last got a good night's sleep.
What if you tried taking her for walks during the day? I heard that if you wear her out, she should sleep better at night.
I've been doing that. I've been trying all sorts of things like that, but no matter what I try, she still cries at night.
But you're a stay-at-home mom. This is your area of expertise. You're supposed to be able to do these things. Honestly, I think you're being a bit dramatic about all of this. Oh, lately for dinner we've had a lot of leftovers or had food delivered. Can you make an actual home-cooked meal tonight?
I can, but I need you to watch Chloe for a bit while I make it.
Not gonna happen. I want to eat as soon as I get home. If I come home hungry after a hard day of work, why should I have to wait to eat? You're always home. Can't you prepare something during the day?
Things are a little different now with a baby. It's only been 3 months since I gave birth, which means I've only been a mother for 3 months. I'm not going to be perfect at it right away.
Only been 3 months? You mean it's already been 3 months? I could look past it for the first month, but shouldn't you already be adjusted to it? 3 months should be more than enough time to get used to it. You need to pick up the pace.
Then on your day off, will you stay home and help look after Chloe? If you did, I could do some meal prep and focus on the housework.
So on my day off, you want me to work even more? Even though I already work every day?
That's not what I meant. I'm thankful for all the work you do for me and Chloe. It's just I have a lot on my plate. I'm working 24/7 to take care of Chloe.
That's what moms do. You're on duty 24/7.
Isn't that what dads are supposed to do too?
Listen, my duty is to provide. I make money so I can support us. Even after I do all of that for us, you want to make me work more?
It's not about wanting to make you work. I want you to help raise our child.
I am doing that.
If you mean that you play with her once in a while when you're bored, I guess then sure you're doing that.
Are you trying to pick a fight with me?
It's true though, isn't it? Whenever Chloe's sleeping, you're laying around playing games on your phone. When she cries in the night, I'm the one who's always getting up, never you.
I have work the next day. My sleep at night should be the one getting prioritized. You can sleep during the day, but you want me to be the one up all night? You don't think I wake up every time she cries?
I can't just sleep whenever I'd like to during the day.
Can't you just hold the baby while you lay on the couch or something? If I spend the day hard at work, why could you push taking care of Chloe onto me? It's not that I don't love Chloe, but it's not my duty to do those things. I've already done my duty when I get home.
I thought raising a child was something that both parents did together. If you were gone on a business trip, I could understand. But Michael, you're here at home with us.
Don't you get that I'm tired?
I'm tired too.
Honestly, you're being such a baby about all of this. There are plenty of people out there who raise kids all by themselves. You don't even work. How can you say that you don't have time to take care of our kid?
Why would you say that?
Forget it. I've already wasted all of my break time talking to you. Anyways, change the sheets before I get home. Then actually make some dinner. Stop being a baby.
Michael, please, I'm begging you. Please come home.
Huh? Why?
You know why. I told you this morning, Chloe and I both have really high fevers. They just keep getting higher and higher. I can't look after Chloe and get the rest I need.
If Chloe has a fever, then she should be no problem, right? She's just peacefully sleeping, right?
She'll just suddenly start crying, so I need to be constantly holding her.
No way, I don't want to come home while you're both sick. Colds are already going around the office. What's your plan if it gets passed on to me and I can't go into work? Next week I have a big presentation at work. I don't want to get sick before that.
Then take us to the doctor's office, please. You can just drop us off with a car at one of the clinics.
Isn't today Saturday? No doctor's office is going to be open on the weekend.
Then the hospital or the ER, please. My fever's nearly 103 degrees and I took something for it over an hour ago. Chloe's is super high too. Neither of ours will go down no matter what I try.
Didn't you say that you needed rest? Then why are you messaging me? Just be an adult and sleep it off.
I can't do that. That's why I'm asking you for your help. It's your day off, so you're just hanging out somewhere in town, right? So why can't you come home and help us?
Not cool to push all this blame on me. I left the house because you said that you couldn't make lunch because you were sick. Can't you see that I was trying to do the right thing by leaving the house? I was letting you get some peace and quiet so you could rest since you've been sick.
Normally, wouldn't you come home and take care of Chloe and I?
What do you mean normally? Your idea of what's normal doesn't apply to me.
Chloe's having a really hard time. I'm really worried about her.
She's not just going to suddenly get better just because I come home. She'll still be sick either way. Stop being so dramatic. You two are fine.
Fine, I see how it is. No matter what I say or do, you won't actually listen to me. I won't rely on you anymore, Michael. I'll stop asking you for help.
What are you saying? You can't live without relying on me. I'm the one supporting you.
Someone who wouldn't take care of me or my daughter if we passed out isn't someone I can consider as family.
So that's how it is, even after all I've done for you two. Fine, try to live on your own without my help then. I'm too pissed to come home tonight anyways. On top of that, you guys are sick and I don't want to catch a cold before my big presentation at work. I'll just stay at a hotel.
Fine. I'll stop doing the housework then. You'll have to stop relying on me too, Michael.
Marina, I haven't seen you for days. What have you been up to? Quit this little act, get a grip and just come home.
Excuse me? After all this time, when you finally decide to reach out to her and that's what you say? You weren't worried at all about their high fevers? Like at all?
If you wanted me to worry about it so much, you should have done the housework. Where did you go, seriously? Did you use your cold as an excuse to get out of doing the chores and go on a vacation somewhere? Man, being a housewife is really a sweet deal. You're always talking about how hard it is, though.
You're the one who needs to get a grip.
What's that supposed to mean?
Michael, you need to listen to me. Your wife and child have passed away.
What? If this isn't Marina, then who is it?
Michael, it's your mother.
Huh? You can't be serious. Mom, knock it off. This isn't funny. Is this some sort of sick joke? Why the hell do you have her phone?
No, it's the truth. They're both dead.
What the hell do you mean Chloe and Marina are dead? They can't be.
You left them both at home with high fevers to go do who knows what while they were suffering at home? After you said you wouldn't come back home that evening, Marina called me and I rushed them to the hospital. As soon as we got there, they were admitted on the spot.
So the two of them are fine, right?
All of this could have been prevented if you just listened and gone home instead of doing who knows what.
There was nothing wrong with that. I had a big presentation at work. I didn't want to get sick. It's not a big deal. Stop this lying. This is all some sort of sick joke between you two. They're really fine, right? They have to be alive.
If you're really upset, then why didn't you rush home to take care of them? You're right, though. I was lying. Marina and Chloe are actually alive. But it was really close. They were in critical condition. The doctors were really worried. If they'd gotten to the ER any later, who knows what would have happened.
It was just a cold. That's not that big of a deal. There's no way someone can die just from a stupid little cold.
Marina's health has been suffering for a while now. Of course, you were too concerned with other things to realize that. She was so sleep-deprived she had no energy, and it's really taken a toll on her immune system. When I finally got to your house, she was passed out on the ground. Thankfully, I was able to wake her up just enough to get her and Chloe to the hospital.
What? That can't be. It was just a little cold. They should be fine. That's not something you can be hospitalized for.
Since Marina has been unconscious all this time, she hasn't been able to breastfeed Chloe. If she hadn't called me, it really would have been the worst-case scenario. I can't even begin to imagine. You still are completely ignorant, aren't you? Despite all of her pleading, you just left them there like they were less than nothing? I honestly can't believe you're my son. I didn't raise you to act like this. I'm frankly disgusted.
So, are they still in the hospital right now? Or are they at your house now?
Honestly, you don't have the right to know. Regardless, I promised Marina I wouldn't tell you. Wait until you hear from Marina. She'll reach out when she's able to and ready.
Why won't you tell me how to get in touch with my wife? Since you're using her phone, she must be right there with you. Put her on the phone right now. I need to talk to her.
Marina still isn't doing well. She isn't healthy enough to talk to you, or anyone really for that matter. If what you think you did was wrong, then just wait to hear from her when she's ready. You need to come to grips with what you've done. You need to seriously reflect on all you've put her through up until now.
Marina, come back. We still haven't finished talking.
Why should I come back? I already know how you feel.
No, you don't know how I feel. You thought you could suddenly come home, hand me the divorce papers, then leave like it was nothing? Isn't that a bit premature? Isn't that a bit selfish of you?
It should be obvious to anyone why I want to divorce you.
It's because I didn't look after you and Chloe when you were sick, right?
That was just the straw that broke the camel's back. I was already at my wit's end when that happened. I've honestly been thinking about it ever since I had Chloe. For weeks, I was questioning what was going on in my life and why I was in this situation. Why won't Michael help with the baby? Why won't he help me with the housework? Have I done something to deserve this? These questions ran through my head day in, day out. I was having a hard time. I gave birth, but despite that, you wouldn't help with anything.
That's because I had to work too. I had to go to work to support us.
You could still have helped with the cleaning and Chloe on the weekend, couldn't you? Despite all that, you said since I'm a housewife, you were going to leave everything to me. Sorry, but I refuse to raise a child with someone who's unwilling to do their share.
Hold on a second. First, let me apologize.
Even if you did apologize now, I don't know if I have it in me to forgive you.
Marina, I'm so sorry. I heard what happened from my mom. I see now that what I did was stupid and wrong. I'm so incredibly sorry.
I saw the texts between you two. You weren't worried even a little about us. You said I was just faking to try to get out of housework.
That's because I didn't know that you were in the hospital. If I had known, then I would have said that.
So, if I wasn't in the hospital, you still would have blamed me. So your anger would have been justified? I'm so scared to think what would happen if I got sick again. I get goosebumps just thinking about it. What's the point of having a husband and father if you can't rely on them when you need help? What good is there to be married to someone like that?
I wasn't thinking. What I said was shallow. Since you had a cold and it was just a fever, I didn't think that it was a big deal.
People die from fevers all the time. Fevers don't just have the potential to kill. They can also leave people disabled.
I didn't know that. I'm sorry. From now on, I promise to do everything that I possibly can to take care of you and Chloe. Please, give me one more chance.
You've had more than 3 months worth of second chances. It's honestly weird to me. It took me saying let's divorce for you to notice that something was wrong with our marriage. I thought you were smarter than that. I can't count how many times I've asked you for help. How many times did I ask you to help with Chloe and the housework? I tried to accommodate you too. Despite all of that, you never did anything. That's on you.
I took advantage of you. After I heard what happened, my mom told me just how difficult raising a child can be. I understand now, and I've changed.
You've really changed? I don't believe that for a second. When I came to talk today, the house was an absolute mess. If you'd really changed, I thought you would have at least cleaned a little. Is that really an environment that you want Chloe and I to come home to after we'd been in the hospital?
I was busy, and I fell asleep.
You had the weekend, didn't you? See, you haven't changed at all. Unbelievable. Even though I was gone, you just assumed I'd be back. That's why you didn't bother to clean at all, isn't it? You were planning on making me clean it up when I got home. Your actions, or rather lack of action, speak louder than the lies you're feeding me. I'm not gonna fall for them.
No, I was thinking we could do it together.
See, that's the problem right there. If you really had felt sorry, then you would have taken the initiative and cleaned. You're nothing but talk. I know that if I come back, I'll be left taking care of everything on my own.
No, you wouldn't have to do everything on your own. I really will do it. I'll help cook and clean, whatever you want. Please, we can work this out. I'll change. Marina, please come back. I'm begging you. I really do care about you and Chloe. I care about you two with my whole heart.
If we were so important to you, then you wouldn't have ignored our high fevers and when I was asking for help.
I thought it was just a cold. I didn't realize it was going to be such a big deal.
The problem is you just left your sick family members all alone and never even cared to come home or even check on us. It's not just because you thought it was a small cold.
I can't forgive you for not doing anything, even after I repeatedly asked you for help.
I'm really sorry. I'll apologize as many times as you want me to. But if we really do go through with the divorce, think about how that'll affect Chloe. Don't you think it's sad for Chloe, though, that we're gonna get a divorce right after she was born? I want to live with Chloe. I want to be a present father with Chloe in her life. I want to help raise her.
There's no need for a father who doesn't care about their children. How many times are you gonna make me repeat myself?
But it's so hard to be a single mom, right? Marina, didn't you say you didn't want to go back to work quickly after you had the baby? That you wanted to stay at home with the baby for as long as you could? If we get divorced, how can you continue to be a stay-at-home mom?
Well, for starters, I'd be getting child support from you. Until Chloe turns 3, my parents and your mom said that they'd support us, so we'll be fine without you.
Even so, it's so hard to raise a kid all on your own.
I mean, you were the first to say it, weren't you? That there's lots of people who raise their kids all by themselves? I'm prepared to do just that.
I'm really sorry. Honestly, from now on, I'll change, I swear.
I honestly don't want to see you again or have anything to do with you again. However, you are Chloe's father, and because of that, you still have a responsibility as Chloe's father. So, I won't completely sever ties.
So, does that mean you're actually gonna go through with the divorce? You can't be serious. I really regret what I did. I see what I did was wrong now, honest. I'm gonna change.
Honestly, I don't think I can trust you anymore. I also realized that I don't have any love remaining for you.
I don't know if I can live without you two. Please, rethink this. With you two by my side, I'll do my utmost to change. Please, don't throw me away like this. I'm begging you.
Aren't you the one who first threw us away? You're the one who left us feverish and sick at home without bothering to check for days. Besides, didn't you tell me not to rely on you and your help anymore? Even now, I can't imagine you actually changing for the better. Honestly, though, don't you think you're being dramatic? After that, my husband and I continued to discuss divorce multiple times. In the end, we decided to live separately for a year and then reevaluate. He had done such horrible things to me, but I couldn't look over the fact that he was my beloved daughter's father. I didn't want to ever have anything to do with him again. I didn't ever want to see him again. However, he still was my daughter's father and wanted to take an active part in her life. For my daughter's sake, I wanted to confront this issue head on. I'd planned to divorce him a year after everything had happened. But I decided to give him another chance as my daughter's father. Chloe deserved to know her father, and she'd have no memories of how he treated us then. Even though we were living separately, my husband had really completely changed and started visiting us every day. He would look after Chloe even when I could tell he was tired. He would do everything that I originally hoped and dreamed that he would. He was now acting more like a father than when we lived together. I couldn't believe it. On the other hand, I don't think I could forgive him for the things he'd said and done to me, especially after what had happened that day. I think for now, I'll just think of him as my daughter's father and not try to think too much about our relationship. You can never really know what the future will bring. I feel like we'll be facing much greater trials in the future, so now is the time to get my life in order. I plan on raising my daughter all on my own without any of his help. When I feel like I can't do it anymore, I'll rely on my parents and mother-in-law. They've given us so much support. I know that no matter what, they'll support us. I'll give my daughter all the love and care I can give so she never feels lonely. There's no way that my relationship with my husband can return to the way it was. However, as a father and as a mother, as parents, we want to give our daughter the most love we possibly can. As parents, we want what's best for her, no matter what our relationship may look like. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video, and if you'd like to see more, please subscribe.